Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Angel Mix Swagger. My surname's actually not Mix Swagger, but you guys are joining me on this journey to help better articulate my thoughts, my words, the whole shebang, in order to push original thoughts to the world. Anyways, today's today's yap session is actually a very important. I think we should talk about, like, everyone should be talking about this. So, as the title says, why is it that condoms are free and pads aren't? Why? So, see, the day before yesterday, I was scrolling through Instagram, like the loser I am. Yeah, anyways, I was scrolling through Instagram, and then I saw a magazine article, and it was a magazine article about how this posting newspapers. It was about this menstruation activism movement. And what intrigued me was, what actually caught my attention was, actually, I'm seeing these newspapers, like these newspapers, just like, what an actual newspaper looks like, just all these headlines and words. But the intriguing thing was, there were like pad stains, like not pad stains, I mean period stains on these newspapers. There were blood stains, like period blood stains on these newspapers. So I was like, wait, is this for real? Like, is this, like, what's going on? So I decided to read the article, and it was talking about how there's this menstruation activism movement that's going on in South Africa, or it's in South Africa, that was kind of advocating on how, there's period poverty, and how a lot of girls in the rural areas, not even in the rural areas, because right now the wealth gap is insane. The wealth gap is crazy. But yeah, mostly like girls who are in the rural areas can't afford to buy pads. So what do we use? What do they use? They use newspapers. They use newspapers. They use this whole washable pad thing. And I don't know. I still don't rock with that. I do know that it's a nice initiative for the people who stay in the rural areas, but I still don't rock with that, because it's like, this is a cloth you get, so when blood is coming through a cloth, you can still kind of smell the stench of the period. And sometimes, what if you overflow and it actually passes through? You see what I'm saying? Like, girls in the rural areas, and it's not even like it's just a small percentage, it's a very big percent. Like, period poverty is so real. A lot of girls are using things that should not be that side, things that shouldn't be down. Because why are you putting paper? Paper has ink, and these things can actually mess up with your pH. We're putting things down here that are not supposed to be down there, but in order to not leak blood, in order to not, in order to, like, avoid the shame of blood seeping through our clothes. And I'm like, this is a conversation we should have. Why is it that, okay? And I'm not really focusing on the fact that, condoms are free. I do understand the importance of condoms being free, because AIDS, there still is a very big AIDS outbreak. But what I mean is, why is it that condoms, especially the fact that these are male condoms, and that the male kind of has to wear, why is it that these are free, but not pads? Because pads are essential for every woman. Maybe let me not ignore the few that may not do their menses regular. They don't do their menses at all, but almost every woman, this is a biological fact. This is something that is going to happen. Every woman has periods. We all go through this, monthly, quarterly, year, because it depends. Every woman has a different body, so it's not like we do monthly, but we're expected to do monthly. So every woman, this is something that happens. But why is it so expensive? Why is it so expensive? This is a basic necessity. This needs to be put as a basic necessity. This is not a luxury. This is a basic necessity. Why is it so expensive? No, genuinely. Because now I also go to, like, the period, like when I'm going to the aisle where you have, your bathroom stuff. And I'm looking at pads, and I'm like, okay, these are crazy expensive pads. Like, I know they're good, but these are expensive. So, you have to go for the less cheaper, for the cheaper ones, which may not be that good, may leak. But you're like, no, the economy is so crazy. And I'm thinking, if someone, that can afford pads, thank God I do. Like, I don't take this for granted. Then what about a girl in the rural area? What about girls in the rural areas? What about girls that are like not really that, like almost middle class, in that little transition there, that stay in townships? What about these girls? Like, no, I think the government needs whoever runs this, the patriarchy, the governments, they need to revisit this whole thing, and they should make it a policy that pads, at least, okay, if you can make them free, at least make them so cheap, because this is a necessity. I just don't understand it. Like, this world is so unfair. It's so unfair, and I know that these inequalities are going to exist for long, but I'll still fight for this one. This one, I'm going to fight for it, because this is not on. We can't be having period poverties in 2026. No, I absolutely do not agree with that. So yeah, that was my random thought. That was my random rant. Comments down below. You can like, what am I don't even know what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm so bamboozled, because like, it's so shocking. Like, no, this should not be happening. Condoms should not be free if pads aren't free, or at least cheap. Because if we speak, if we, bingo, they're still on the kind of the same level. You get what I'm saying? It's still the same effect. So yeah. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, do comment, the whole thing. Bye, guys.